Okay, what's up, guys? So, Drew do 608. I think. I mean, I don't know, man. Freaking, that's too much. That's a license plate. This right here, that is a license plate. Like that's a license plate number. He was getting a new car. That was the license plate they gave him, and he was just like, bro, that is sick. Like I'm gonna make that into a YouTube name. But anyways, he uploaded a video titled "Teachers Yelling at Students." So it's always funny when a teacher yells at a student. I'm trying to think. I've had teachers yell at me, but I ain't take them serious. I'm like, man, get out of here. Quit playing. It's like you ain't really yelling at me. I was one of those troubling kids. I was one of those kids. I'm all like, you ain't gonna. And I think I seen this video before. The teacher, he's like all in the kid's face. I'm like, you ain't doing that right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think they can like sense that yeah he ain't gonna take getting yelled at too well. So we gotta talk to him. We gotta either talk to him or just call his mom. But yeah, it's like so in this clip right here, I'm like, yeah, teacher ever did this to me. I'm like, I suggest you go sit down somewhere because you just getting a little bit too out of pocket.
You know that I'm not.
What do you mean?
You know it.
You know what I mean, Dana. You know it'll not end well for you. Now get out of my room!
Yeah, I'm like, you out of pocket.
Yeah.
You are
You're
major out
with
of.
the fact that you just have no respect for anybody, including yourself.
I'm like, okay,
Wearing
Betty.
this doesn't make you wonderful. Well, let's not go there, but you know what? It says be obedient, doesn't it? And you are not being obedient.
Wait,
Like-
You are not being obedient. That's all I'm saying.
That's a little gossip.
You are not being obedient by not listening to the teacher. I don't care who it is up here.
Hey, ma'am, that's kind of
That's
disrespectful
no.
to touch his cross like that. No, you can't.
Yeah,
no.
tell me that I'm not
You can't
being
do that.
Oh, she
I
touched
didn't
this.
say that. I said
You-
you are
you-
not
but
being
you
obedient.
invited.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's not
don't.
okay.
My thing is, it's like, don't touch anything of a students. And no, that's the thing though. Teachers would do some stuff like that and think like, oh, I'm cool. I ain't got to like, well, they don't be thinking that they cool. I don't know what they be thinking, but they like, no, they think that stuff is okay. I'm like, don't touch anything on me. Don't touch me. Like if there's something that you need to see, I'm like, ask me about it. But don't just be grabbing on the stuff. And I know there's this one, she was the detention lady. And I remember it was like a week at cause I live in Washington State, and so it was the same week the Seahawks are celebrating that Super Bowl win, and there's like it was this like crazy cold outside. I mean it was like at least like 20 some degrees. So of course kids is gonna be wearing like hats, bundling up and stuff. This teacher, I kid you not, she is walking up and down the hallways, snatching hats off of like, and I'm like, bro. Now my thing was just like I remember I was wearing a hat that day, and I remember this one teacher. He was cool. I ain't never had him as for a class or anything, but he was a cool teacher. But we would always like greet each other in the hallways and stuff. And I remember he came through the hallways and he told me what she was doing. So I was just like, okay, let me take it. And sure enough, that's what she was doing, snatching hats off. If she had did that, I just found like one of my friends and just told them, I'm like, hey, I'll pay you like $5 to $10 if you just scratch like my forehead with your nails. And I straight up would have set that teacher up because I'm like, nah, it's like you shouldn't be going up and down the hallway snatching hats off of. You don't know what this kid could be sitting here freezing cold. It ain't my fault. Or it's all like, yeah, everybody ain't fortunate to have wigs like you. So I'm saying, I'm like. And for everybody that went to my school, we all know that the detention lady, Miss Bennett, she was wearing a wig. So I'm not hearing it. So I'm like, you take your wig off and I'll take my hat off.
It's never okay to tell someone that they're being a good Christian.
I didn't
Only
say
God,
that.
Only God
But
can
you
say you're not being
invited.
obedient.
No, she's not.
She's gonna walk off. Because she knows she's in the wrong. You shouldn't be touching on those students' cross.
Respectful man that doesn't listen to anyone. After 5 times of asking you to listen, you don't listen.
PE teachers,
You are
they be.
a phony, tough guy.
I'm fucking phony.
Phony. Phony.
You're
Damn it. You
I
can
know what I've
get
done.
all day long.
PE teachers, they be the main ones with like an attitude and stuff, and then it's like ain't nothing gonna happen. I'm like the Betty, the teacher that's out here touching crosses, probably would have put up more of a fight than a PE teacher. Now I've argued with PE teachers before too. I remember a PE teacher, he was asking me to sit a certain way. I'm like, man, this is the way I'm sitting. You don't like it, look the other way. I'm like, but don't be looking at me telling. It was like it was something stupid. I think it was for some stuff like that. But I'm all like, man, go look Look the other way. Don't look at me.
Yeah, respectfully asking you to put your phone down, you don't. And respectfully asking you to stop talking, you don't. You just don't stop. You don't stop. I'm trying to get louder. I'm trying to get closer so you hear the instructions. Because you're not hearing the instructions.
You don't need to touch your face with my face. That's the thing. You don't have to get in my fucking bubble, nigga. You do not have to get in my fucking bubble. And you spitting on me too. Don't say shit. Don't say shit.
You are
Don't
so
say shit.
tough. Your toughness is really intimidating. I'm intimidated right now.
A teacher like that, yeah, he should get like fired. Cause I'm like, you like if that student swings on you, it's cause you sitting here edging him on to swing on you and stuff. Getting in it like, nah, it's like you as a teacher shouldn't be getting into a kid's face like that. So I'm like, my thing is to whoever my kid is, if somebody, teacher, whoever, they get into your face and you tell them to back up and they don't, swing on them. And I'm like, no, I encourage kids to do stuff like that because teachers need to learn. I'm like, look. You think you might have all this power and all of that stuff, but once you get into a person, you want to talk about some real life stuff, you want to talk about the outside world and all that, that's what's going to happen in the outside world. You can't get into a person's face and they expect them to not do anything about it. You think because they're a student, like, oh, nothing's going to happen. Go ahead, call my mom and all that, but I'm like, just don't get in my face. So at that point in time, I wouldn't have cared. I'd just been like, yep, they got in my face, so I swung on them, and I'm like, I told them to back up. They didn't want to listen and stuff. You a teacher. You supposed to be teaching me things. You get in my face, it's like you acting like a threat, so.
I'm intimidated. I'm intimidated by that.
I'm totally intimidated.
No, you're trying to bait me into an altercation because you want to have a lawsuit. That's your toughness.
I don't give a fuck about
But I am not doing anything except asking you not to talk and asking you loud now.
I do not care.
Then
I
leave.
don't care.
Then leave.
You're not
Now
kissing
go.
me, nigga.
Nigger. Okay.
That's crazy.
Nigger. You're calling me a nigger.
Did you hear Arnold?
You're just calling me a nigger.
I said nigga.
You're calling me a nigger.
Hey.
Get out of the class. Get out of the class.
But it's like, you
Leave
shouldn't
the
repeat
room.
it.
Go wherever else you
There
want.
is no need for you to put your
There
face
is
on my
no
face.
need for you. I had to be loud.
You had, man, is anybody see
Listen,
a relief
go
for that?
outside.
No.
Go out. Leave.
No.
Leave.
Unless you drag
Leave.
me out, no.
I don't wait. Oh no, I'm not touching you.
Shit, you already did.
You referred to me as a nigger.
Look, I said
And you can't use that term to any person at any time, regardless of what. You don't give a fuck.
Not one.
You don't give a fuck, and I'm a nigger.
After
I've
you
got
put
it
your
all
face
done.
on my face,
I've
I
got it
never
right
got
here.
one fuck.
I've got it there. I'm
got it.
telling
You
you
got it. 100%.
to leave. We're waiting.
And knowing that old weird teacher, that dude, he weird, but knowing that teacher, he definitely be like, go and say like to whoever, probably the principal, whoever and things, or to his mom, talk about, oh yeah, then he proceeded to call me the N-word. I'm like, really? He called a black student proceeded to call a white teacher the way, yeah, it's because teachers, they just got a way of describing things to make it seem like that they're in the right or they was the victim of the whole situation. And it's like, bruh.
Good for you.
Like, you don't
You
have to
are
put
a very tough guy. Your disrespect
You're putting
is
your face on another
mistaken.
man like you kissing
You're
him.
a
What are
mistake.
you doing with yourself?
I wanna
I'm
hug
17,
you.
you're a grown-ass man. You don't have to put your face on my face. What the fuck are you doing? You don't do that to somebody else's kid. Are you gonna kiss the nigga? The fuck is wrong with you?
Nick, I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with
Oh,
you?
that's right.
What's happening?
That teacher crazy. You know he got fired after this.
You're the fake tough guy.
I'm the fake tough guy.
You're the fake. Play with that phone. Don't listen to anybody. And be the phony tough guy that you think you are.
Frisbee, get out of here now. Get out.
Oh, that teacher's short.
Get out now. Thank you for your time. Here's your,
You gonna come back in the classroom and do it again?
So we're gonna take these points that we have
Leave that
and
teacher
move
alone,
them
man.
to the right and one down. And then we'll be able to draw our new curve. And along with that, our asymptote, instead of being close to the
That's okay. Yeah. The student might be in the wrong this time.
Get out of here now.
But that is kind of funny though. Like, touch him. That kid ain't got no shirt on. Leave.
Never come back in this class again.
But it's like, I don't know, like, is it like a senior class prank or something? That's what I'm like, if it's like some like, if it's like in the middle of like October or something, I'm like, okay, yeah, kid, get up out of here. It ain't even like no senior class. I'd start, if I was a teacher, I've been one of them cool teachers. I've been roasting him. I'm like, bro, if you don't know. I'm like, you just, nah. Well, see, that's, okay, maybe I wouldn't have roasted him because I said some things that probably have been hurtful and stuff, so I'm like, you gotta understand that everybody is not like you, so you gotta, like, show some respect. But I don't know, if I was a teacher, I'd probably have been having fun with this situation. I'm just all like, I've been, like, yelling or, like, trying to, like, yell as loud as I could, but I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes teachers, they just take things to the heart and stuff, and it's like, hey, look, it's gonna be okay, just chill out for a little bit.
Ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
Grow up.
Bus drivers. I'll never forget when the bus driver, she told me, she was saying that because I was in like a walking distance of the school, I had to walk. And I'm like, and if it's like raining or in the freezing cold, you telling a student that he has to walk? I'm like, nah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. I'm like, and plus, and so here's the thing. So the amount of time, it probably would have been like roughly the same amount of time to go from like my school. Actually, you know what? No, it would have actually taken longer. It would have taken longer to walk from my school to my house because they didn't even have like this shortcut built yet. So yeah, no, it would have taken a longer amount of time. So you're denying the student his bus ride. I'm like, and then my thing is like, I ain't paying for this bus ride. Like, you are getting paid to literally drive students from the school or from a bus stop to a school. All this extra stuff. And she really was all like, I remember there was a day she really said she wasn't driving anywhere until I got off the bus. And so I'm like, all right, well, we're going to sit here all day then because I'm not walking home and stuff. And so then when I got off the bus, and she was just like, don't come back on here tomorrow. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll see about that. Told my dad. My dad called up the school. And he let them have it. And sure enough, I got right back. I remember riding that bus all the way from, when did that happen? I can't remember if it was like 7th or 8th grade, but I remember I rode that bus all the way from that point on, all the way up until my last day of middle school and things. So I was, actually, you know what? No, what was, oh yeah, because no, 6th grade, I remember I was taking a shortcut to like cutting through these like neighborhoods in this elementary school and stuff. But it was like 7th and 8th grade I was riding the bus. But yeah, I was like, I remember I rode the bus all the way from like the from that point on to the last day of school and things up until I got into high school. Then I was getting a ride from my mom and then just walking home with my friends. But yeah, that bus driver was crazy. Then there was that time she wouldn't even show up. So it was like we had to either wait, call our parents and be like, oh yeah, we're still at the bus stop waiting for the bus. Or there had to been another time when the bus driver had to come, so there would be a bus that's already full that had to come pick us up and things and go to all these other stops. So it's literally like 3-4 kids a seat. And them seats ain't that big and stuff. Like, as I remember, there was like maybe 2 kids can fit on that seat. 3 kids the most. But 4 kids? Come on, man. That's too much. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to go home. Or sis, whoever's sitting in the front. It's like there's kids that got like responsibilities when they get home and you just sit there like, just sitting there. Like, what's your frustration?
Yeah, please come. These are fucking ridiculous. I said you're fucking F-U-C-K-I-N-G ridiculous.
So wait, what happened?
My name's fuck you and your bullshit. It's spelled M-A-M-A-T-T.
So she calling the police. She's calling 911 on a kid. Wow, that's a first. I ain't never seen that before.
I want to go for the record to say we could all be home right now, but Rhonda had to stop the bus because I sat with another student. For the record, just by the way, we could all be home.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Dang.
I am sick of your shit. It has been constant since I've been on this bus. You have targeted me for the stupidest shit.
Dang. I like how whatever that is on her seat matches with his shirt. It just looked like it's just different
Seeing the
colors,
student,
but
no problem at all. All these other students,
they watching the same
they don't
YouTuber.
have a problem with
They
that.
just
But
buying
when
different
I sit
colors
with another
merch.
Student, you immediately tell us we can't sit together. You want to explain why?
No reason.
No reason at all. There's no reason why I can't sit with her. And you can't give one, and you know it.
That's me. That was me
This is
though.
a bucket filling my bucket with bullshit, boss.
That was me. Cause I remember that same bus driver I was telling you, she was trying to tell me it was like in walking distance. I remember there was me and one of my friends. We were on the bus like cracking up, laughing, cracking jokes, all that. She's gonna look at the both of us and think, and I'm like, man, that's what students do. Kids are loud. Like, you can't tell a kid to be quiet. Like, they gonna be quiet for like maybe a short period of time, but they gonna be right back to being a kid, being loud and stuff. And I remember she was just all like, she goes and looks at me and my friend. She was just all like, you guys need to be quiet when we're on the bus. I'm like, lady, you drive the bus. I'm like, that's all you gotta do. Drive the bus. Like, don't tell us what to do. So
Us with shit. How about you tell the PA how much bullshit you're filling us with?
that's crazy.
I mean, your job is to simply get in a bus and drive us home. But instead you make it difficult by complaining about everything. Everything. All the other bus drivers
Young
we've had.
man, nobody else on this bus needs to be tormented by your language or what
No
you're
one's
doing.
being tormented on this bus besides you, because you have a problem with everything. No other bus driver has cared.
Apologize to everyone else.
How about you apologize for being a bitch?
That wasn't saying all that and things, but me, I just like, if a bus driver was just all like, if she had stopped the bus, I'd just be like, all right, well, anyways, I'm like, so what you do in class today? They're like, you did your work? Cool. What you do in class today? I'm like, you guys sent to the office? Cool. You know, we all get sent to the office from time to time. What you do today? Oh, you went home sick? I'm like, hey, we all went home sick, but how they go home sick, but if we all on the... look, all right, I was just improvising, but still, I'm like, man, it's...
You take your fucking stupid design jacket and go fucking drive a bus to a juvenile detention center.
But it matches with your shirt, fam. It's just a different color. But it's like the same... The last cut was just yeah, that teacher, but it was hilarious. Also, it was like it didn't get showed or something, or it was like copyright. I don't know, but anyways, yeah, that was that's crazy. That's crazy how sometimes these students be acting like that too. I'm like, they be cussing a teacher out, and I'm like, dang. I don't think I've ever, I would never, like, I'm trying to think, I don't think I've ever cussed a teacher out, but I have gotten, like, on the teacher about stuff. Like, I've yelled at teachers before, but I haven't cussed them out. I'm like, I don't know, I just ain't never crossed that bridge. I just didn't have a reason to cuss them out and stuff, so that's why I was like, yeah, you know, like, I was looking at something, I'm like, it just straight up distracted me, but anyways, yeah, man, teachers and bus drivers, they wild, and students too. But anyways, now it's a pretty good video. Shout out to Drew, the license plate name. All right, link to their channel will be in the description. Go subscribe to them. Subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.